Hello and welcome back to another episode of the DC Alliance podcast. I don't even know what I almost said. I almost lost what show I'm on. This is what happens when you're doing too many podcasts, by the way. And I heard Mark calling me out today on World's Finest True Believers. Now, I personally know Mark because he's my old co-host, but like it's been a while since he recorded. He thinks that I'm on 74 podcasts. That's not true, people.
Yeah, it's
I
83.
don't
Get it right.
I don't have that much time on my hands. But if you heard, I am not with Travis today. I'm actually with Joe. This is a Ranger Alliance takeover over here at DC Alliance. Really exciting week to be able to have this takeover, actually. But before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and jump right into the plugs. Of course, we all know this is a part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network. I always forget how many shows we have. I think it's 7 shows over 8 days. Eight shows over 7 days. I was like,
I realized what I put up there. I'm like, what? No, hold on.
There are not 8 days in a week, people. Remember this. This is why I have my cup of coffee with me.
Good call.
Ooh, I was just telling Joe right before we started recording. Flynn, he is still very excited. If you can't hear him on the other side of this door, he had his very first outing socializing with other dogs today. It was very nerve-wracking, but also very exciting. And he just wants to hang out with me now. And he is very angry that this door is shut.
Like, Dad, remember when we went to the park and saw all those other dogs? Remember that?
Yeah, that was like 5 minutes ago. Like, I know. But with that, 7 days a week, 8 shows, World's Finest True Believers, Ranger Alliance, DC Alliance, Superhero Discussions, Star Wars Alliance. Then we have Marvel Alliance. Then we have, of course, a walk through the multiverse and a slice of film. Of course, we do have separate feeds for Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. Now, they are still a part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network, and so you can still subscribe to just the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network if you would like. But if you like to subscribe to us specifically, you can do that on those separate feeds. I do know that Star Wars Alliance is still doing a contest for Ronin. Ronin, of course, is the book that is coming out. I think I am getting it tomorrow, actually. I just saw on my Amazon notifications.
Nice.
I am getting that tomorrow, and I believe we are getting a signed copy. So if you would,
Katie's saying, yeah,
if you would like to get your hands on that signed copy for the contest, you just have to go to our solo feed of Star Wars Alliance, do a Apple review. Of course, it helps with the algorithm, helps get our numbers up. And then, of course, screenshot it and send it to Star Wars Alliance on Twitter. So there is that. Of course, we also have a Patreon here at the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network. It keeps the lanterns charged. Of course, I was just thinking about today, we need to schedule that fourth episode for Ronin.
We keep talking, like every episode.
Everybody. We're gonna plan it out. We're gonna plan it out.
And then none of us actually talk to each other.
I actually thought about it today, and I didn't message any of y'all.
Did you think about it when I sent you that video of Raphael dancing in the shower?
Oh no! so the best thing about that is that Siri, for some reason, I think after I updated my phone to whatever new software this is, 15 point whatever, Brent, you will know.
I got an Android,
so now, because it like resets your settings and does whatever, Siri now talks to me in my headphones after every notification, and so it speaks everything that the person sending me that message is saying. So all I heard was,
if I have to watch this, so do you.
Siri said that, and I was like, oh no. So I literally stopped what I was doing, grabbed my phone, and just watched it. And I was just like, oh no.
Perfect.
So, people, if you want to ever look at a banned German Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles commercials.
It's a
You know,
commercial for pickles.
yeah, just let your
Yeah.
mind wander with
Yep.
that one.
Yep. Okay.
So there's that. Of course, there's exclusive content with all of that, like we were saying with Ronin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW miniseries that we are talking about. I have not yet listened to the Scott Snyder Substack everything word balloon episode yet. So
Yeah,
maybe
Chris was talking about that, and I
yeah,
haven't listened to it either.
maybe there could be some sort of small update on Substack because of that. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think we need a little bit more time to get another episode of that.
Yes, I will say I've been seeing Substack pop up with a few different indie writers that I follow and artists. So it's starting to make a buzz. It's starting to get out there.
It's gonna be very, very fun to follow. So we will update everybody at the Patreon once that gets out there. And of course, you can always get early access to any and all of our shows. So with that, there is one more thing, just because I am ready to destroy the opposing team. Geekverse is actually having a charity stream on November 6th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be their 24-hour stream. Their goal is to hit $2,500. This goes for a great cause. More information is on their Twitter, their Facebook, and anywhere and everywhere that you can find them on your internet browser, as Taylor would say. So, the great thing about this 24-hour stream is that there is going to be a trivia battle with Team Travis, which I think is the Wolves, and Team Me, who are the Rangers, which I actually had a new member come to the Rangers, which is Kirkland over at Geekverse. I am very, very happy that he has made the team. And some people are like, oh, one of the questions that we had from Travis Hines, my co-host here over at DC Alliance, he asked Clay, can you trust Kirkland? He could be a double agent planted there by Travis to take down your team from the inside. And I will actually say no. The reason why: Kirkland has been a very good sport and a very great commentator when it comes to our Rocket League matches. Very unbiased. He's not afraid to compliment me on my great gaming skills. So I think he is actually going to be here for the team, and I'm really looking forward to it. So Kirkland, thank you for joining the Rangers for that trivia battle on November 6th.
Hey, there's another person who's going to be joining the Ranger team. Don't know if you heard about this or not, but I'm going to be joining that team.
Oh, snap. See, this is great synergy.
There we go.
Why else would another Ranger be on the Rangers team? It's going to work out great.
As long as it's at 9:00 Eastern time, because I'm an old man and I got to go to sleep.
Now, see, I am not entirely sure when the trivia battle will be.
Travis did lay out the schedule on one of the previous Geekverse episodes. I think he said it was going to be like 9 Eastern.
Now, see,
because if it's 9 Pacific, that's midnight. And look, see, I'm an old man. Okay,
I am actually really happy that you are joining our team, because weren't you a part of the last trivia battle?
I was. I just kind of because that's
invited yourself. Great.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, actually, I did. I had been on one episode of Super Civil Servants, and then the link got posted in the chat, and I'm like, hey, so can anybody join? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Click.
Nice.
So it was great. 8 people versus 3 people over on Travis's team with Travis, Kirkland, and Taylor. It was just kind of funny. Although I do remember, so we've got Hines talking about Kirkland being a double agent. I recall Travis Hines himself, maybe being a double agent with on SCS for Snell. It didn't work out that way, but I remember him saying that. So, what you doing there, Travis? Huh?
I am just ready to finally show Snell who is the better GUA member over here at the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network. Like, if he hasn't already noticed, I'm on 3 shows. He's on none now.
Well, he's got his whole other network, but that's fine. Whatever. We're semantics. It's okay.
I'm just saying, he just needs to submit and know that I'm taking over, and it's okay. Hey, it really is okay.
Maybe this time I can actually answer a DC question when it comes up. I think SCS, actually, I don't think anybody really answered the DC question. But when it came to Marvel, everybody was just like, yeah, we got this.
Nice.
That's a bad sign.
There has been so much hostility towards DC, and that actually brings us to
our news.
Our very next segment, our very next part of news. Joe, are you familiar with the comic book series and video game franchise Injustice?
I am. I know the...
Holy crap, I just realized you changed your setup. Your books are not behind you. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's right in front of me.
No,
oh shit.
I don't
Is that better?
Mid sentence. I was like, "Holy crap, they're gone."
No, it's not gone. It's just I'm on the other side of the.
I mean, it still looks great. You still
look
have
at that, so you don't have to see me. How's that? That work?
No. Turn it back around. I still like to see your wall that you have of your good covers.
Which
for your
I can change. I have it set up now to where I can change them out easily.
Yeah, I see you have the sliding, which is very nice.
So I want to get more. Anyway, but yes, I do know Injustice the comic. I love the series. I've got the game. I've only played it a little bit. That one's on me, though.
I love the video game. And to be completely honest, I almost now despise fighting games because of Injustice. And the reason why, when Injustice was one of those games that I'm just like, okay, I'm going to play. And then I realized, oh, wait, I could play online. And then I played online, and then everybody decided to be Deathstroke and use the gun move and then the rocket launcher or the grenade launcher. So it keeps the distance, and it's just spam.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, playing online is no fun. So I'm not going to play this game.
See, I just don't play online.
See, and for me, we always talk about glutton for punishment here at DC Alliance. Injustice 2 came out, and I'm like, I hate fighting games. I'm going to buy the collector's edition. And I played that game all weekend, and I loved it. I didn't read the comics until, I want to say, maybe 3 years ago. I didn't read any of the Injustice stuff. I quickly fell in love with that series. It was so much
series.
It was so good. And what Tom Taylor was able to do with that series is amazing and phenomenal. And I really do applaud him for that.
Well, and even the writer that came after him, that when Taylor left, still continued on. It still was good.
Oh, yeah. And the reason why we bring this up, though, is it is a very loved franchise, as we are both talking about it. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people in the GOA love it. I know that Chris and Hines actually talk about it on World's Finest True Believers.
Your co-host here for DC Alliance has been a champion for it for a long time.
For a very long time. Even Nathan over at Star Wars Alliance recently bought the Omnibus, and he has fallen in love with that series. And it is overall, I think, a very, just loved series overall through anybody, honestly. I haven't seen anybody really hate on that series. The reason why I keep talking it up like this is because I think it started, I would want to say 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I want to say now.
I don't think it was that long. I think it might have been Sunday. I think it might have been yesterday.
Really? That's it's only been 1 day?
No. You know what? You might be right. It's got to be Friday. I think it might have been Friday.
It might have been Friday. So about 4 days.
I believe I was at work when I started seeing Travis's messages.
So not only Travis, I started seeing it with other members of the DC community. fandom community on Twitter, and they started to review this movie, and I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. I go to my iTunes store because I buy everything off of iTunes now, because I am now a Apple what do they call them? Shills or whatever.
Shrill, whatever.
Yeah. So I'm over here looking it up. It says pre-order. I'm like, how the hell are people watching this movie? Regardless, I have yet, Joe, in 4 days seen a positive review.
Yeah. I think there was one shared in the chat where it was just like a scathing review, 0 out of 10. This is trash. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, that's not and this. It wasn't one of us saying it. It was somebody.
No, it's
somebody else.
Somebody who is reviewing it. Yes, and I was sharing it for the pure fact that like it amazed me that such a beloved series can take such a turn. Now, Travis Hines, my co-host, found a copy on the back of a truck and decided to watch it. And that is currently why Joe is my podcast host. This scared Hines so much. I don't think he's going to be showing his face for a while.
Yeah, he went into hiding. I heard something that he was trying to go across the pond. I don't know what that meant, but
man,
yeah.
I have heard a lot of things, and I have seen a lot of reviews. People have said things like, if you're a fan, if you're a fan of the comic book series, you'll watch this and wonder what the hell happened. And if you are a fan of the game and watch this, you won't understand the story. Like, I've seen that quote, and I'm like, what? Like, it's a simple story. Evil Superman. It is a simple
for the game, yes.
Okay, yes. It is a simple story. And this is the problem that I have with this. So when this was announced, and I genuinely, Joe, I think this movie was announced way too quickly. Way too quickly. And the reason why, when did we get the announcement?
I don't remember. I've been keeping up with that.
Here, you know what?
Just before Long Halloween. I'm pretty sure just before Long Halloween came out.
So I will tell you, actually, because I was so passionate about my idea for this that I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a TikTok. Oh, God. So this was January, February, March, April, May. In May. Okay. So 5 months ago, they told us, the general audience, they told the world, WB told the world, hey, we're making this movie. And in 5 months, it is already finished. Freaking ADR is finished. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that they probably, behind closed doors, were like, hey, we're going to be working on this. And
yeah, I was going to say, because they put out at least 3 animated movies a year. It seems like this is going to be the 4th one, I think, this year. They kind of have those things. Because you're counting Long Halloween as 2. Whatever.
Yeah.
They have these on lock. Like, they know what they're doing. They know a year in advance, so they have time to work on it. Like, and they've been doing. We were looking at it. What's this movie? This is like the 50th movie, like animated movie that they've made or something. Like it's a long list.
So let me actually count it down.
Oh God,
no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. 53
You gotta get that laugh in there
movies.
after that. So they by this point they know it's almost literally copy paste. So a 5 months from announcement to airing, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that you had X amount of time, and again, I have not watched it, but apparently you give us this dribble. Like, from the sounds of it, it's not good.
It's not good, apparently. Now, again, I'm not going to say anything about it. I have seen some clips on TikTok and Twitter that I have not been a fan of.
Yeah. Like, I will watch
S Bub says here in the chat,
I will.
There's I can't believe Injustice copied Zack Snyder. Shake my head.
Thank you,
You say that, S Bubs, as a joke, but people are in fact saying this. There are some wild things going on, and here's the problem that I have. As soon as they announced this, they gave us a still photo.
Yeah.
I said on DC Alliance, hey, that animation does not look great. That was my first strike. And I will say this. When it comes to DC animation, the movies, we were just talking about this before we started recording. How many have really missed?
So
now, again,
the earlier ones, those are early stuff. Like those are the ones where they're just starting to feel things out. You're gonna have some misses.
For me personally, the early ones that were misses,
they're still good though.
Were only one, which was Superman Doomsday,
which was the very first one.
Which was literally the very first one. Yes. See, even old DC Alliance host Greg here in the chat, awesome, says none have missed so far. I even liked Man of Tomorrow. I loved Man of Tomorrow. I know there's, again, I understand that art is subjective. I completely understand this. But when I saw the still photo of the Injustice, like it showed the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that, I was like, nope, this is not for me. And since we got the announcement, Invincible has come out. I'm sorry. Like, if you see what Injustice is as a company, and then you like look to see the success of an animated streaming show, that tells me, oh shit, let's scrap this. We'll spin it and just be like, hey, Injustice is now going to be an HBO Max exclusive series. And then we know it's going to take longer.
Yeah, but then they have a spot for their next movie that they're not ready for.
Who would have known? Who would have complained?
I'm not talking about complaining. I'm just saying we as consumers would not have complained, but WB as the distributors were like, well, we're losing money right now. Which, from the sounds of it, they're gonna be losing money anyway. But
and it was bad. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and say I do not agree with pirating. I do not condone pirating because I've said this many of times when it comes to comics. There was a review out there on Twitter that was like, please, people, pirate this movie just to see how shitty it is, and do not give WB your money. Like, no, again, I was like, holy crap.
We talked about this before we went online. Before we started. I will be buying it because I cannot have a movie out of my collection. And because I'm getting the collection, and it's got the awesome.
It has the DC
thing on top.
It's gonna say DC Comics, right? Or what's the next?
My guess is word? Well, I'm assuming a C. It's all block leather, so okay. I'm assuming it's gonna say DC Comics.
See, so the C is just gonna be a little bit smaller if you skip it.
No, because as you can see on the the Long Halloween C, it takes up 2.
Oh,
which means
that means that the other one will probably take 2.
Yes.
But I'm just saying it's something that like I was genuinely surprised about.
I was looking forward to this movie, and I'm like I said, I will buy it and I will watch it eventually. It's not going to be watch it immediately.
Now, okay, so here is WB's saving grace here. Okay, WB, HBO Max, DC animated.
Yep.
Whoever's listening right now, you need to listen to me. You've already done this before. You need to do it again. Your very first film, Superman Doomsday, sucked. Everybody knows it. But what happened? You redeemed yourself. There is another Doomsday movie, The Death of Superman.
Yep. And then The Reign of Superman.
Yep. And The Reign of Superman.
Or the combination of Death and Return of Superman.
Yes. You redeemed yourself. You
can. That was also like 10 years later.
Yes. But honestly, because the world already knows you fucked up, fix it faster.
Yeah.
Like they're like, in my mind, because Injustice is a franchise and series that is so like just loved all around, that I think, and again, WB's not going to be like, hey, we fucked up, here you go.
Yeah.
No, there's like, if they decide to do this, they'll be like, here you go, the very first time Injustice has ever aired. And we'll be like, no, they're like, the first time it has ever aired. Like, no, the first time it has ever aired.
It's the first time, Clayton. No, like honestly, the movie, I'm not saying they shouldn't have done the movie, but the comic series itself, even the video games, this would have been better as a series.
Yes.
Like a 10-episode series.
I'm sorry.
You could have got 5 seasons. Look, 5 seasons, 10 episodes apiece, because there's 5 years.
There's 5 years. Exactly. Then there's a year 0, and then you have Injustice 2.
Yeah.
And you have like all of that.
You had stuff to continue it. You would have had a good show for a couple years.
This is a age of like needing content for streaming. And
well, yeah, but they'll put this on the streaming service in 3 months. I mean, look, Long Halloween's already on HBO Max. Both of them are. So,
yeah.
That's been what? 3 months, 5 months?
I actually don't know how long they have both been on there, but they
just came on there.
Okay.
Well, like this month or late last month.
Okay.
But I'm saying it's been how long since part 2 came out? And here it is on the streaming service.
See, Greg understands me. He says, y'all stop making sense. Like,
can't help it.
I'm sorry. When it comes to the decisions of WB, like, they just need to hire me top spot and I'll fix everything. Like, that's all you got to do. Like, it's that simple.
Just make a podcast about it.
I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And, some exclusive sneak peeks,
Oh, look at that time.
That we'll have on the GUA podcast,
Yes, I'm okay with that.
But we just wanted to bring it up because it was genuinely surprising.
Yes.
Not that we wanted to shit on this just because we haven't seen it, so we can't give our own opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Until we actually see the movie, we are this is all opinion based.
I just know that I hope that Hines knows that he's going to be okay. And
I mean, I'm sure he'll find his way back across the pond, but we'll figure it out.
And I have had conversations with some individuals that, are very passionate about the series, and they did not like this movie at all.
Yeah.
Like, at all. So again, not going to spoiling some things. I've heard some like in-story details about this that doesn't make me want to watch it, but also like, you have the urge sometimes to be like, hey, I want to see a train wreck in slow motion. Like, I kind of want to.
Yeah.
Like
I said.
But again, it'll be an HBO Max streaming. It'll be a streaming. I won't watch it immediately.
I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah. So we will see what happens with all of that. But before we jump into, because I did tease on Twitter that we have some DC Fandome predictions. Before we jump into that, let's go ahead and take our very first ad break. Of course, guys, we do not choose the ads. We don't choose how many times the ad plays, and we don't choose the volume of those ads. So we're going to give you a 3 count to turn down the volume. Just prepare yourself, and we will be right back. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And we are back. So, Joe, I asked you to prepare some predictions.
Yes.
And you were like, I don't care about DC all that much, so I'm not going to.
So I decided that I'm going to give you some Marvel predictions because apparently Marvel's better. No.
Ouch. Get off my podcast.
All right, bye. I'm going to bed. See ya. No, I was only able to think of one. I had a lot of stuff going on today, and I was trying my best to okay, so what has been announced? What can I say that's not going to sound make me sound dumb? So what I did, I got my one prediction, and then I text Travis Hines to be like, hey, so what was your predictions? And I'll just read them on the show.
Very nice. Very nice.
So,
now,
his predictions.
What we will do is you'll name one, then I'll name one, then you'll name one, and we'll go back and forth.
Sounds good.
If we want to elaborate on some, we can.
I'll elaborate on mine. I can't really elaborate on Travis's.
So let's go ahead and go with your first one.
So mine, this is literally just a softball. They announce a Superman project and actually be a Superman project. I don't care if it's Michael B. Jordan. I don't care if it's J.J. Abrams. I just want to know, or I honestly don't care if it's. I mean, we already know Superman Lois is a thing. We already know we're getting season 2. We know we've got that animated TV show coming out. I'm talking about Superman movie announcement, and I don't care which one. It could be Henry Cavill coming back, which is actually one of Travis's as well. It could be him coming back. I just want them to announce a live-action Superman project that is officially going forward. They have plans, and it's going to happen. Not this, well, who knows? At this point, I'll take a Supergirl with Sasha Calle. I don't care. Just give me a Superman project.
Yeah. I could see it. One of mine, my number one favorite hero at DC is Superman, and I wanted to put that as my predictions. I kind of felt like it may have been too obvious, of course, with
I said, softball.
with the rumored Michael B. Jordan series and everything else, which I think is technically confirmed, but not officially,
but
via WB or HBO Max. So
correct.
So we shall see. My very first one is Elseworlds. And I said, with the success of Marvel's What If and Star Wars Visions, as well as WB's atrocious failure of Injustice, they will be eager to fuck up and anger more fans. So I think they will do Elseworlds, whether it be an actual announcement at DC Fandome or immediately after, because for some reason, DC last year decided to do 3 or 4 announcements right after Fandome, if I can remember.
I remember because they were going to do Fandome one day, and they're like, oh, you can go to whichever hub you want to. And then they realized, nope, that's a bad idea. Keep everybody in this one hub for day 1, and then we'll come back in a month, and then you can pick and choose. So I feel like there was some important announcements that they were going to have in the original planning that then was like, well, that kind of fell apart. Let's actually throw some stuff out to you now.
Yeah. So what is Travis's first prediction?
His very first one was a Justice League Unlimited Season 4. He wants that to happen.
Ooh,
and I asked him, I did ask him about that because I'm like, was there a Season 4? I thought there was only 2 seasons. And apparently he got confirmation from Scott. And so at that point, I'm arguing with 2 animation nerds, so I'm going to back off. Apparently, there was a separation where I would have thought was season 2, which became season 3. So,
yeah. So
okay. So yes.
But also, I will say this, and people can take comics however they want them to be. in Marvel's realm of things, there's no comics that tie into the movies, but in Star Wars there are. They are really big on making other sources of media continuity, such as their books, such as their comics. Right now, JD Mateus is working on a Justice League Infinity, which is a sequel to the Justice League Unlimited franchise.
Okay.
So that could technically be a season 4, but if you listen to the interview that me and Chris Bauga did on World's Finest True Believers on the Creator Spotlight, go check it out. He did say that he was unsure if there's going to be more than what they had already planned, whether it be a 6 issue or a 12 issue, or if it will become an ongoing thing. So it'll be up in the air. And of course, DC or WB themselves can be like, no, you did that for fun. This is the official 4th season. So it could still happen. I could definitely see them possibly trying that out. My second prediction, Supergirl. Although reports have come out that there is no such project in the works, I think that they will do something with Sasha Calle's Supergirl on HBO Max. I think this is a missed opportunity if they do. There's a lot of reports. I say reports. There is a lot of fans yelling that if Sasha Calle takes the spotlight of Supergirl, then there should have never been a cancellation of the Supergirl CW show.
But I'm pretty sure that was canceled because Melissa Benoist was like, you know what? I did 6 seasons. I'm good.
Yeah.
It went out on her
terms.
Yeah.
Same thing as Arrow. It's these shows cannot go on forever.
Honestly, the fact that it even lasted 6 seasons is amazing because it was on the CBS, and then was like, well, we're good. We don't need you guys anymore.
Yeah. No.
And CW picked it up. I love Supergirl. The show was amazing. I love watching it until the last season when they fell into the CW tropes, and I'm like, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
But
I genuinely think though there was a lot of the very early seasons. I think after season 2 that there was a lot of conversations. It was almost as if Supergirl was almost like the Legend of Tomorrow, not in the sense of the ridiculousness, but in the sense of oh, this has to be the last season. Oh, this has to be the last season.
I think that might have been, and I'm not trying to bring up Melissa Benoist's personal life, but there was a lot of things going on in the background that
there was a lot of family stuff and abuse, and there was just a lot of negative stuff happening.
It was one of those things where it could be the last season because she may not. The way things are going, she may not have been allowed. I'm using air quotes there. Yeah. Allowed. So,
what was another one of Travis's?
How many more do you got so I can pick what is the better ones?
I have
He's got 6 here. So
I have 3, and then Abby wanted to throw one in there, so I have 4 more.
I will go with this one because he is very animated. Another DC animated property for Ed Boon. And then he has in parentheses, unfortunately, past Injustice. So,
what do you mean past Injustice?
I don't know. That's what he says.
All right, Hines, you're gonna have to elaborate. You're gonna have to elaborate, Hines, on our actual stream for Fandome before we actually get any announcements.
My assumption is Ed Boon was probably attached to Injustice, and Injustice. He's hiding now. Travis is hiding now because of Injustice. So because of that.
So do you think that what he means another behind Injustice, another project, Injustice? Yeah.
Well, maybe not
a tie-in or whatever, a spin-off, whatever.
I don't think that. I think. Oh, he says post Injustice, so not past. Sorry, I can't read. My guess is Injustice is gone. Okay. I can't read it. It's all text, but whatever. He forget about Injustice. Now he's got a new project. That'd be my assumption.
That would be weird, though, to be completely honest. I think if Ed Boon, because we did see Ed Boon's name up on the video that DC Fandom released on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I genuinely think Ed Boon is going to be there to probably tease and or announce a Injustice 3. That's what I think. That's what are some heavy rumors for me in like my gaming communities that I'm a part of think as well. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think it'll be very interesting just because there is news that Ed Boon is secretly working on a Marvel fighting game. So, working on both a Marvel and a DC, could we possibly get Marvel versus DC?
Doubt it, but that would be cool.
That would be pretty cool. So
just think of all the add-ons. Anyway.
Oh, I know. So much DLC.
Right?
But my pockets would be empty, and Abby would hate me. So my next prediction is an Catwoman HBO Max spinoff from The Batman. The Batman has received several spinoffs already and has had the sequel greenlit. If Reeves plans on expanding his world of Gotham, a movie would be a great HBO Max addition.
That'd be cool to see. I don't know if it will happen, but I would love to see it. Now, Zoe Kravitz, I'm looking forward to her as Catwoman. So
I still think that we're not going to see a Catwoman costume
in
this movie. But if she were to get one in, let's say, an HBO Max movie, and then the very next sequel, we see her in full costume, we already know, oh, I know how she got that. That is awesome. Like, because people come out in costumes all the time in movies, right? But now that we have an avenue to get like these spin-offs and additions to the story, we can see
backstory, and you don't have to actually waste an hour, 15 to 20 minutes here
in a movie. Exactly.
Full backstory here, and it's an hour and a half long. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I genuinely think that with anybody, there's this whole thing with Agatha Harkness in Disney Plus.
Didn't see that coming.
Apparently, it was already put into her contract that hey, if I'm going to, and of course, I think the Marvel Alliance will elaborate a little bit more. But this is what I've been seeing on Twitter, reading some reports that Kathy Hahn had apparently put this in her contract. Now, I'm starting to see more of these franchises, as far as like DC and Marvel, be treated a little bit more like comics. Just because these spinoffs happen does not mean you have to watch them. So now, of course, these studios would love that you do.
Of course.
But it's just like, hey, I can pick and choose what I watch.
So here's my thing on that. With this, I'll say with like the streaming and how that's happening, the seasons are shorter, which means I have no problem committing to watching 10 weeks, 13 weeks of this show versus the shows that are on, cable TV or just primetime that are 22 episodes long, and half of those are bullshit episodes. Like,
yeah,
at least with the streaming ones, they're telling their story compact. Like, you're not getting any filler. I don't even want to say the word filler. Like, that's bad to say, but you're not, the story they're telling, you're going to get the complete story from start to finish. And Disney Plus, they're doing like 6 to 9 episodes, and they're doing a complete story.
Yeah,
perfect. So I'm fine with stuff like this. I'm fine with it. All of these series all these shows getting spinoffs, as long as they keep to that format of shorter seasons. If it's 10 episodes or under, perfect. You go past that, I'll watch it. I won't be happy, but I will watch it.
On the Game says 22 plus episode seasons need to be a thing of the past, and it is 100% true. Syndication is like dead. I genuinely think syndication is dead. You can just sell these shows onto Netflix, on Disney Plus, onto Paramount Plus, on Hulu, on HBO Max. Like, you can ship these shows off because people want the extra content on their platforms.
Yep.
You don't need 22 plus episodes to get that syndication to sell to TNT, to TBS, to all of these shows. Like, you don't need
a decade ago.
Networks.
A decade ago, yes. Now, with all the streaming services out there, no.
It is a thing of the past, 100%. It was Travis's turn. What does he have next?
So his next one is sneak peek at the Flash 5-part crossover. Maybe Diggle GL, fingers crossed. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say no to that. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the actor's name. I'm pretty sure he's already said he's not Green Lantern. Now I know it's all for show.
Well, no, not
I'm
only
good.
that. That's not a prediction. Like
that's his. Don't blame me. Blame him.
Yeah, I know. But Hines, I'm gonna call you out just a little bit because I feel like that's the only reason why Flash would be at Fandome. Like, and we have seen footage of the Flash TV show.
Would that be the only reason? Because new season's starting up here soon. It
but
could be promoting that.
I don't think they need to promote their shows anymore. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, I don't know if there is an entire hour
only
of
4
like,
hours.
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah. It's only 4 hours, so you have to choose your segments wisely.
Like,
now, I'm not saying that every segment of the shows are gonna be 45 minutes long. You know,
no, I can see them being like 15 to 20 though.
Yeah, so
a 5-minute break.
I think that's the only reason why Flash is going to be there to talk about the crossover, because that's the only thing that's exciting about the CW nowadays. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. My next one is Static Shock on HBO Max. We only received word last year that they have been attempting to get Virgil in live action. If no movement has happened in all of that time, it's just embarrassing. There was a small little segment that was talking about the Milestone Comics returning to DC, and that's when they made the announcement that they are working on
with Michael B. Jordan, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he is some sort of producer on it.
Yeah.
I need to see something move forward with that project, because that project has been rumored for years, to be completely honest. I think when it was first rumored, there was rumors of Will Smith's kid, Jaden, being Static Shock, being Virgil, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, no!" So like, I need something like again, like if it's HBO Max, I mean, I'm okay with it being on HBO Max. I just need something from that project.
Okay.
What about anything else from Travis?
He's got 2 more. Full cast list for Green Lantern Corps.
Ooh, that's a big one. That is a big one.
We've only gotten what? We've gotten Guy and we've gotten Alan, right? We've gotten those 2.
Yes, I believe we've received word on who Alan is going to be and who Guy is. And I think for the most part, we will see no Stewart, but we will be getting Baz, Jessica, and
there it is.
Hal? Maybe?
No, I got
no.
I think because I thought Hal and John were going to be in
they're going to be in the Green Lantern Corps movie. That's right. So I think we will be getting. I don't know.
I mean, because we're not getting Kyle.
No, unfortunately,
which is dumb. But stupid. We can get Arissa, we can get Kilowog, we can get
Arissa's the elf one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's a badass. I want more of her.
There's another one that was in the core book that I love, but I cannot remember her name.
If we get no, what's her name? That's in freaking the Emerald Knights, the one with the red hair, and I can't remember her name. So if anybody has seen the animated movie Green Lantern Emerald Knights, she's the one that is royalty, and
that's the one I was thinking of. She's awesome. Okay. I love her.
Yeah, she's a badass. I love her. All in the game says as a rule, the CW type shows should be max 13 episodes long, and more prestige type shows like MCU, Disney Plus, or HBO Max should be 6 to 10 long, depending on how much story there is to be told.
Look, S-Bubs, you can't come up with logic. That just doesn't work for WB.
That's all in the game. He's talking to S-Bubs.
Oh, he's talking. Okay, sorry.
So all the game, we're having conversations in our own chat. No, but I could see. You know what? I think I could see it happening, but I also think that I'm going to throw in a little bit into this whole thing with his prediction. I say we get a voice actor for Mogo, the planet.
I mean, you got D. Bradley Baker. He's available.
I'd say so.
He's not like he's just animating every single voice on Rebels or I'm not Rebels. Bad Batch or anything. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna so my last one, and then of course the last prediction that is on this is Abby's, but I'm gonna go ahead and say my last is the death of the CW. The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow are really the only true survivors of the old DC CW. It's time to hang your capes and come on to the backyard to look at the flowers. I think 2022 will mark the final seasons of these shows, and I think it will be announced that the Legends of Tomorrow and Flash will have their final season.
Interesting.
Now, if they have already announced another season, then I am talking out my ass here. But
I can't disagree with that. Like the only one that's left on Legends, the original, is Sarah. Everybody else is gone. Mick, did he leave this current season, or is he leaving the next season?
I think he left this season.
Like so, those were the last two, and I mean, I know there was an announcement earlier last week, that Wentworth Miller is coming back to reprise his role as Cold, but it's not like he's going to be on for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
it's probably just like a 1 episode stint.
Yeah, I genuinely think that that there will be a final season announcement for one or if not both of those two, because then also have the new CW DC CW would be Stargirl, Naomi, and Superman Lois,
which you could easily pick them up, moving the HBO Max.
Yep.
I mean, Naomi hasn't even come out yet, so you can easily just put that on HBO Max. But
now,
he's got
All in the Game says Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas on Stranger Things, would make a good Static Shock.
Ooh,
that would be fun.
That is a good one.
Anything from Travis?
He's got 2 more, but I mean, one of them was Henry Cavill as Superman, but like I said, that I kind of goes with mine. But his very last one is Kevin Conroy will voice the Batman in a new animated show. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's
that's the anthology Batman series that's going to be like probably teased and shown from Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves.
Think so?
I think he's talking about that project.
Okay.
I don't think we talked about this when it was announced. I don't think Conroy is coming back to that series. I know both of them, both him and Mark Hamill, were like, "Well, I'm done doing the role," and then they come back. They've come back several different times, but I do genuinely think that they like if you've ever heard Conroy have conversations, especially on Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, like he's talked about his love of theater and how he still does it, and I think that it sucks to be typecasted, and we've talked about typecasting here. Like, yes, a lot of people love Conroy as the Batman. People think that he is the only true Batman. Whatever. I think it's time to find a new Batman, guys. I genuinely
the problem is they were these roles in a significant point in everybody's life, and it helped them through whatever. So they attached these actors, these voice actors, to these roles, and they're like, these guys need to be these guys forever. So they don't want to have a new interpretation, Cavill as Superman. But it's just there's other opportunities. Like let the characters grow. There's different interpretations every time a different writer becomes the main writer of the book. Like like Superman gets changed every time a new writer hops on. Batman is different every time. Like, why is it that we can't have a different interpretation in the movies, or in the TV shows, or in the these guys are great and I love them, but eventually they'll die, and then you're gonna be like, oh man, remember when it was great and now it's not so much. Man, screw you. Like, Batman the Brave and the Bold was an amazing series, and Diedrich Bader did a wonderful job as Batman.
Oh, I was very hesitant at watching Brave and the Bold because I was like, I don't know if it's for me. When I actually sat down and watched, like, I binged that show.
That show is amazing.
Great. It is great.
Great writing, great voice acting.
The humor is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love it. I don't think Kevin Conroy will be back. I am in the same boat of, hey, somebody needs to play him again. That is not Kevin Conroy. I don't know how freaking Jensen Ackles did as Batman. But
I'll watch it here within the next month or two.
For me,
I'll try to watch it before it gets off.
If anybody were to reprise the role of Batman's voice, it needs to be Bruce Greenwood from Young Justice.
Yep,
that's who needs to be Batman.
He did a great job.
He did a very good job. But I will go ahead and say Abby's. So again, Abby, I love her to death. She is very much a general audience member. She knows a little bit, but mainly because of the stuff that I tell her. So she said that there will be, in some capacity, an HBO Max crossover. Whatever that means.
Is she thinking Titans Doomsday or Doom Patrol?
Oh, she didn't know. She's like, because like for her, she recently saw something on Instagram having to do with what is her name? The lead actress for Watchmen. I
can see her face.
Yep.
But I don't know her name.
I got the series right here. Regina King.
There we go.
She recently saw something with Regina King, and I'm like, wait, you think Watchmen is gonna cross over?
Oh,
and
that's
she's
not
like,
what I stopped to watch.
Yeah, and she's like, no, not necessarily in that capacity, but she said, like, because HBO Max has the more grittier stuff, that she thinks that there will be eventually, and she thinks that there will be some sort of announcement. I think if we talk crossovers right now, you could do a Doom Patrol Titans, but we don't necessarily know what is going to be announced at Fandome. So if something happens, we know that Grant Gustin is going to be in The Flash. We know that Peacemaker is going to be in HBO Max series. Like, DCEU is crossing over with HBO Max technically already. Like, who knows? Who knows what could be announced and then therefore play into a crossover. So we will see. So that is, I think, all of the predictions. I don't think Travis has any more.
Nope.
So let's go ahead and take our last ad break. We will walk through these 3 reviews for Stargirl, Titans, and Doom Patrol as quickly as possible because I know it is way past Joe's bedtime.
It's only 10 o'clock here. If I can be in bed by 10:30, I'm happy.
So let's go ahead and take that last ad break right now. And we are back. So, Joe, I'm going to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid.
Okay. Here we go.
We're going to talk Titans first.
Can I just say, years ago, I read a Teen Titans story. It took place before the Terror of Trigon. And no, Mo, I'm sorry. It was Judas Contract. Before Judas Contract. And Dick Grayson was a dick in that. Fuck Dick Grayson in this show. Fuck him.
I don't know what I'm watching. And I don't think it knows what it is when it comes to Titans. There is so many things wrong with this series.
It sucks because it was one that we all know, and we make the joke. Oh yeah, the season's great, but the endings suck. The seasons are great, the ending sucks. Season 3 had the kind of a lackluster beginning, and the show has been so like roller coaster train ride. Like I have no idea what the fuck is going on, and then here we are. Like I it's not
we're gonna jump around here. And I am gonna go. So there's like 3 or 4 major points to this episode that I absolutely freaking hate. Number 1, whoever this person who the show thinks is Jonathan Crane needs to get the fuck off this show. This whole thing, oh, I don't need the mask. Oh, I can do whatever I want. Bruce Wayne doesn't know me. Oh, I'm insane. Oh, I'm like a Joker character. Oh, I'm gonna scratch up my face. Like, this is some stupid bullshit. I'm sorry. Like the moment,
it doesn't help.
Oh, go ahead.
No, because you might be saying the same thing. It didn't help when he shaved. He looked stupid.
The guy,
beard made him look scary.
This dude.
I like the actor. He's doing a okay job.
So I don't.
He's doing the best he can with the writing he's got. Okay,
and I don't know. This does not make me want to watch Mad Men. Mad Men was a show that
he was on Mad Men.
Yes, he was. He was in like Mad Men was a show that I remember having so much praise that I was like, I need to watch that show. Now that I know that he is on that show, I'm never going to watch that show.
I'm good. Okay.
Nope, I'm never going to watch that show. Now, there is a moment in the very beginning of this episode where he looks at the Scarecrow mask. And I said at the end of last episode,
yep.
And before I even watched this episode, I was like, you know what? The show can't even redeem itself. If he even wears the mask in this episode, I don't think it can redeem it. And then he looks at the mask and then closes the damn door. And I'm just like, fuck you, Titans. I'm sorry. If anybody's listening to this with speakers or children around, I am sorry. This show is complete shit.
It's trash. It is
so bad.
Like, it's at the point they got 2 episodes left, and I'm not even excited for those 2 episodes.
There's 2 episodes left. And I told Travis on our last episode, I said, wouldn't it be hilarious if the last episode is the best thing known to man? I can now tell you right now. with 115,000% just I know for a fact that the rest of the episodes, episode 12 and 13, are going to be the shittiest episodes of this entire series. Like I know that for a fact now.
Okay, so we'll turn this to a little bit of a positive note. I did like seeing Starfire's history and finding out that she didn't have the power and it was stolen from her. Which
I will tell you that is also complete shit.
Okay,
and the reason why. The reason why. Here, I will tell you the reason why.
Please, Clay. Please.
The entire season, she has been having these visions. Like, what is this? What is this? Why am I just like randomly sleepwalking and deciding to like
to this one
attack
place,
people? This one place, and you're like, okay, what kind of connection does Starfire have to this place? She's like, you know what? I'm gonna follow my instincts and I'm gonna go there. Of course, at this time, she has no powers because Blackfire stole them, or so we thought. So she goes to this place again, the little convenience store, whatever. She sees this random woman and her baby, but it's not so random because this was the woman and the baby that she saw in her vision. Why did she have these visions of this random family? For no reason other than to just get shot by coincidence and bring out her inner powers. There was literally no reason for that storyline whatsoever.
I'm just saying, I liked the history lesson, okay?
Oh, no, the history lesson could have been good if they actually gave a reason for it. Like, you could have found that out any other way. But no,
the
it had to
build-up
be
was
the build up
not
to it. Like you're
good. Yes,
trying to
I'll agree
tell
with you on
me
that.
as a viewer of the show, oh, it was all planned out. Like this was all part of the Titans' plan, you know? Like she find the woman, and then she was destined to get shot so that way her powers would awaken. That is so stupid.
Okay, yeah, no, I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't. I was gonna try to give you some argue with that, but there's nothing to argue with.
Like you show me that there is some sort of connection to Starfire and this woman and this baby. You're like, okay, cool. What kind of connection? Oh, no connection other than the fact that her baby mama or whoever wants his money and he's going to shoot Starfire to get it. And then she just happens to wake up her powers.
Yeah.
Makes no damn sense.
Look. This show doesn't make sense. We know this, and yet we still watch it because we like to torture ourselves.
So it's funny that we say this because Travis actually sent us, well, he sent me a where was it right here. DC Titans on Max tweeted out, I've got a surprise for y'all on Saturday. I swear to God, if they announce a season 4,
didn't they already announce a season 4?
I don't think they have.
I thought they had. Maybe the surprise is that it's the final season.
So here's the thing. So Titans is in red, of course, that is the logo. But don't miss the Titans @ is in red. I genuinely think that they're trying to push a Red Hood series and or show. And it's the worst decision I think HBO Max has ever made.
Now, I'm going to disagree. I'm not 100% backing the actor who's playing Jason Todd. I love Jason Todd in the comics. I love Red Hood in the comics. He has gone through many different transformations in the comics to where you can give him his own show and he could be completely different than what we're seeing now.
I want a transformation of the actor.
Not going to happen.
Of the writing.
Hopefully.
Of the connection to Titans.
That could be arranged.
To everything.
Look at Titans and Doom Patrol. There was a connection until it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah.
So this could easily be,
as long as the Munchkin that his head is too big for his body gets off of the show, I will always see baby Red Hood. That's all I will see.
Okay. I think I'm okay. I'm on board with the Red Hood TV show. I'm fine with that.
This Red Hood reminds me of the Tumblr style art pieces of the Bat family hanging out with Batman. The stereotypical yep. That is this Red Hood.
Okay.
In live action. That is what Cameron, whatever his name is, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think he's doing fine. The writing is shit, and him having the crisis of faith on what he's doing to swing to I'm crazy to being a drug, him going back and forth. I'm fine with that because Red Hood, when he came back from the Lazarus pit, was fucked up. It took
you say
Talia
that
to actually kind of
but that's you said Talia. That's comics. You're not even.
No, I know that. But hold on.
That brings another good point into the show. But keep going on.
After so he comes back. He's does his thing. He's killing people. We jump to 1 year later. Now he's pretending to be Nightwing. That doesn't take off. Then Infinite Crisis happens, and whatever's going on. At some point after Batman R.I.P., he's trying to be Batman. That doesn't happen. He goes into was Batman and Robin series where he's got the old Red Hood helmet, and then he's got a sidekick, and he's recreating his image again. So, and then eventually he got back to what he is now with the hood and all that stuff. And then even in 52, no, Final Crisis. Countdown. No, wait, shit. Countdown the Final Crisis.
Which story?
Countdown the Final Crisis is where he's with Donna Troy and Kyle.
That's
Rayner,
Countdown.
And he is going through planets and he becomes Red Robin for a hot second until he brings it back to the regular universe. Like he's had so many different iterations that him having his own show, you could actually explore that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them diving deeper into this character because I like the character and I like the actor. So what's going on in this season sucks. It's completely shit. But there is good stuff on the horizon to come that they can pull from.
I just love this chat. So it's a good thing I didn't start watching it. Everyone was saying, "Oh, this season's gonna be good. Just catch up." Decided to catch up and started watching the first season, but bailed after 3 episodes. Titans television universe incoming. Make it a Nightwing and Donna show. Ditch the rest of the cast. Trim the fat. This is something that I want to kind of zone in on. Alan Richardson, Hank, I think that's his name.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So he has gone on the record with saying that both him and Dove, I forgot her real name.
Mina, no, not.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But they were actually contracted to have a spinoff and leave the show so that way they can focus on their characters. Because and he said it was because there was too many characters on the show.
Well, I know, especially by the end of season 2, you add in Donna to the series. You had Superboy. You had
we just left Rose. Like we just left her. Like Rose
is there, and then she's gone. Like Jericho's around. Like
and the big thing with that is like if anybody has read a team book, if anybody has read a team book, whether it be Justice League, whether it be Titans, whether it be X-Men, whether it be Avengers, there's always people on the cutting block that never get highlighted. Like always.
Yeah. And in the beginning, and then eventually they will get, if the series runs long enough, they'll bring them in. They keep bringing them in.
Little spotlight or whatever.
Yeah.
I think like Titans sounded great on paper for a TV show.
In the beginning. Yeah.
You need a team of only 4 people. I think any more is too big.
Honestly, I think they could do 5, maybe max 6.
I think 6 is way too much.
Well, how many was in the first season?
Season
there was 6. You had Nightwing, Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Hawk and Dove.
Hawk and Dove, yeah.
And that was fine. That worked.
But even Alan Richardson said there was too many people on the show.
Well, then you get, but what I'm saying, it works, and you can't focus on.
But you also need to have competent writers that are able to write
that
for
too.
6 people.
And then you get into season 2, you add in Donna, you add in Superboy, you add in Rose, you add in Jericho, like you add in a new Robin, like you got 10, 11 people there at that moment in time.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting on there with you got Blackfire in there, you got Red Hood, like you lost Hawk and Dove, but then Donna's back now, Raven is back, like it's still a big cast.
I think that they are attempting to make a universe like Young Justice with bringing in so many characters, but this isn't an animated show.
Young Justice worked because you had a full season, a good season to start out.
You had character building.
Which
you had character building, which this show does not like to do.
Well, you also had half-hour episodes, 22 of them. So, or was it 22? I don't know.
So Frank says, I have now an idea why I enjoy Titans. It's a shit show, but it's also fun to watch in a weird way. So
it's fun to shit on it.
Moving forward with some of the things, you started to talk about Red Hood and the Lazarus Pits and everything else. Why on earth? And I know this is I know the answer to this, but I want to ask you.
Okay.
Why does Beast Boy need to find the Lazarus Pit?
So
I know why. I know.
You know why? Because
yeah.
my assumption is he's trying to figure out, everything that's gone on with Jason, and maybe reverse. No, I don't want to say reverse it, because you don't want to kill a guy.
I know exactly. I know
okay,
exactly.
Tell me why, because I'm drawing.
So in story reasons, the only reason why Beast Boy needed to find the Lazarus Pit is because of what happened at the end of the episode. There's no reason why,
but he's not dead yet. That we know of.
He finds the Lazarus Pit. Let's say the ending of this episode doesn't happen the way that it did. Because we'll get there. We'll get there.
Happen.
Let's say that doesn't happen. Okay, Beast Boy finds the Lazarus Pit. Now what? He goes to Nightwing. Oh, look, it's a Lazarus Pit. Yeah, you dumbass. Ra's al Ghul has plenty of them. I knew about this.
He knew about the Lazarus Pit, but did he know where it was? Because is this the same one that
it's
Jason
underneath?
Used?
It's underneath Arkham or Blackgate or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, because I only ask because you know as well as I, in the comics, you only can use the Lazarus Pit once.
Yes.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
Now they have obviously changed that over time, and even in cartoons and TV shows.
There has also been different versions of Lazarus Pits that have gotten weird in Rebirth and everything else. But there is literally no other reason for him to want to pursue finding this Lazarus Pit other than the ending.
Which let's go ahead and get into the ending then.
So the ending, Nightwing and Red Hood are in this battle. They're fighting.
Oh, we forgot real quick though. We forgot how Nightwing basically threw kryptonite on Superboy and Crypto.
Superboy and Crypto.
This is why I'm calling him a fucking dick.
I mean, whatever. It was very convenient. Oh, look, kryptonite powder in this random safe at Wayne Enterprise.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, he's got
writers are so lazy with this show.
So yeah, Nightwing's got to meet up with Red Hood.
So he's going to meet up with Red Hood. They fight. They duke it out. And then all of a sudden there's a crowd forming. And they start to chant for Red Hood. And then the scrawniest of all white boys comes out of nowhere with this pistol and starts shooting. Now, I want to say this. Regardless of what is happening, the fact that Dick Grayson pretty much acted like there was nobody around, acting as though the bullets were just a gnat or a fly. Yes, they were bouncing off of him. He was aware, but I'm sorry, Batman or a Superman or a Wonder Woman or any other hero in existence would not have been oh yeah, you can keep firing. Keep shooting at me, please. I'm going to go walk towards him real quick. Keep shooting, please. Just keep shooting.
What sucks is that the first time he got shot, he would have went over there and took the gun away. That's Nightwing. Well, he would have talked him down. But
you have fucking batons. Just throw one at the freaking pistol and or the dude's head.
Well, he lost one of them in the fight with Red Hood.
But you have another.
I feel like he lost his other. He might have had the other one.
Okay, you live.
But then now he's attacking. Now he's attacking a citizen. So that he's already in the eyes of them gonna being a villain anyway.
If somebody's shooting at me, I'm not just gonna turn my back around and be like, "Hey, keep doing that." Please.
No, correct. I agree. He should have gone up to that kid, grabbed the gun, and threw it away.
And then
he turns around.
We did it for you, Red Hood. We did it for you,
Red Hood.
Red Hood.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, this show is so bad, so bad.
Let's stop talking about that then. Let's talk about something. Talk about a better show.
Horrible.
Let's just keep moving on.
Okay, okay, so I want to go in the progression of worst to best.
Okay.
This is going to be a surprise for most. Let's go Doom Patrol.
Interesting. Dada Patrol.
I did not necessarily love this episode because I don't know what the fuck happened in this episode.
Drugs happen.
This is an episode where I genuinely I zoned out. I grabbed my phone and I was listening to it and I was looking up every once in a while, but it did not have my interest whatsoever. The only part that I cared about was with Madame Rouge, right?
Yep, Madame Rouge.
And Rita. That's the only storyline I care about right now. And yes, I can understand the whole thing is funny with Robot Man being high as a freaking kite on pills and everything.
Yep.
Whatever. But everything else, I completely zoned out. What are your opinions on this episode?
And, I watched this one at work. Actually, I watched all these at work because that's about the only time I have time to watch. The premise that I got is, they're chasing down the Sisterhood of Dada on Madame Rouge's, not orders, but suggestion. They're like, oh, well, they're here because they're going to do something bad. You guys should go stop them. So they're like, okay, fine. We'll do it because the minute we do, you're going to go. You're going to get out of the house. So they go and they end up driving into this fog, which turns out to be somebody's brain or something. And then they all get separated and they're all in different parts of this brain, I guess. The one thing that was weird to me was Larry meets with his son, whom I'm like, oh, it's just an illusion, until they all get back in the bus.
But
and
then
there
he's
he is
there.
in the bus. It's
again,
what the fuck is going on?
It's so confusing. And I understand. Me and Travis talked about this last episode. In the last episode with them being zombies and eating ass or whatever.
I liked that one. That was hilarious.
It was funny. But again, the way I kind of described it was they are kind of in Legends of Tomorrow territory with doing whatever the hell they want. But Travis said, okay, well, yes, but CW has boundaries, whereas HBO Max doesn't necessarily have those boundaries.
Yeah, otherwise we would have gotten them eating ass.
Exactly. So I'm okay, I can understand that. And the zany will just be zany. But in this episode, it didn't move the needle forward. Like I said, the only real thing that I care about is Madame Rouge and finding out that mystery. Now, I do still like the Jane stuff, but even then, that was such in a haze for me that I'm I'll have to watch that whole segment of the episode again with the fog and how she's trying to talk Jane out of oh, well, Kay doesn't necessarily really love this whole multiple personality thing. She it was very odd. Oh
yeah, well, and was because Jane didn't immediately get Kay out of there when Hammerhead wanted them to, so that at the end when they're back in the underground and Jane goes to see Kay and they kind of stop her, is that why? Because they didn't give in. She didn't listen before.
I kind of see it as oh, you were no longer in her defense type of thing, which was very confusing. Because she
kind of is. That's Jane is the primary, which means it's kind of like Kay goes through Jane to tell everybody else.
But I want to know, and if anybody knows how to clarify this, please do so. In the beginning of the episode, Kay was wanting to be above. Kay kept on saying, hey...
she wanted to go buy herself some shoes.
So a part of me thinks that, before they went into the fog, was it not Jane, but instead Kay. And then once they got into the fog, it was clearly Jane. You know? Like
she was definitely playing along with Cliff a lot more than normal. She was joking a lot more than normal.
Exactly. So I think that was supposed to be Kay. And then as they went into the fog, her defenses came up.
Jane took over.
And Jane took over.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. And again, they all know what's happening. So why would they think, oh, you're bad for Kay, when in fact it was
she was actually helping,
the one doing all of this?
Yeah.
It's very confusing. I need to be more like in the zone when I'm watching that show now, just because like you blink and I feel like you miss a part of the story, because then there's Cyborg's story, which I will be honest, I don't know what happened. Like I think I zoned out too much.
He ran into Bicycle Man, and Bicycle Man was just trying to tell him that you're more than the machine, I think.
Yeah. It's very, very odd. I unfortunately think that whole thing with Cyborg, that whole storyline, you're more than the machine, has been overplayed. Like
they've definitely been pushing a lot this season.
And I've said this since the very beginning of this season. Like, Cyborg is the weakest link when it comes to these characters. Like, he feels like the black sheep of these characters, of Black Sheep.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Doom Patrol, though. They have a roster of 5, and then they have people coming in constantly, like going constantly.
But they constantly work on characters.
Correct. Yes.
Whereas
what I like.
Whereas Titans
does not. Yes.
They work on the outside story, and it's just like, oh, these characters are in this story, but they're just in this story. They don't care about what happens to those individual characters. That's the problem that I have with Titans. Which, by the way, I just saw this by Frank. He says Beast Boy needs to find the Lazarus Pit to resurrect his character.
Look, stop spitting truth, Frank. Jeez.
So let's move on.
I want to go back to a prediction for Fandome. I'm predicting that we're going to see Beast Boy as somebody else, as another animal.
They're gonna. That's the big announcement from Titans. Let's go ahead and take one last ad break. This did run a little bit long, but we'll talk about Stargirl right now after this.
I'm so tired.
I know.
I'm kidding. You're fine.
All right, we will be right back. And we are back. So, Joe, Stargirl.
Okay.
This one was I made this prediction. I said that it would majority be a flashback episode, which this was definitely
about
half and half. But I feel like most of the story was definitely behind the secrets that Pat was holding from the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And kind of along this whole thing with why, like, this whole story of like, should a hero kill comes up in this episode, right? I want to ask you this straight up, because this episode features John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick. Do you think this is the same Jay Garrick from The Flash?
Going to say, I want to say no. But now that you asked me that,
this question I have seen a lot on Twitter. Like, a lot of people have been asking this question, and it's so good because I know it's the actor, it's the same actor. So you're like, oh, it's the same actor. He's playing the same character. Clearly the same thing. But John Wesley Shipp plays Jay Garrick so well. Like,
dude, yes.
It was so smooth. The way his character just felt right in that setting, you know? Yeah. So I really did enjoy his addition, and he genuinely talked the same way that Jay Garrick would with Barry.
Yep.
Very like, hey, you can never give up. Hey, we are heroes. This is what we do as heroes and all of this. And I love the fact that he wanted to keep Pat included. And like, dude, freaking Wildcat, what an asshole. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Wildcat.
you're just the chauffeur. You're
Then why
just
do you
the
ask?
driver.
Then why do you need the fifth member, huh? Like, fuck off,
I know,
dude.
for real. And I was just like,
Fifth vote,
Jesus
like,
Christ, man. But like, I genuinely like the fact that he's like, oh, we need somebody to break the tie, so we're gonna include you. And dude, that was just a heartbreaking scene. Like,
man, yeah.
because you know the rapport and the background and backstory of Starman and Pat. You know, like we've seen it in the first season, and
Well,
just
this also helps out kind of. So in the very beginning, of the show, we get the final fight of the JSA, and Pat is there and he's trying to help out, but Starman's like, "No, you got to go do this." And in this episode we see their sort of like split of Pat is like, my vote is no for this thing, but Starman's like, I voted yes, so it's 3-2. And then Starman's like, get the car ready, and Pat's like, no. He's not defining or what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? Denying, defiling,
for defying.
defying. Thank you. He's not defying Pat or Starman, because he's like, you won my vote. My vote's no. I'm not going to help you do this. And Starman's like, know your role. Get the car ready.
Like, and it just felt wrong. It honestly did. And like, I understand, like, in a normal setting, hey, we're gonna vote on this. If majority wins, you're kind of stuck doing said thing.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes. But in this instance, you're voting on killing a man.
Well, and it didn't help that Jay is like, I'm not going to be a part of this. I voted no. I'm leaving. Like, screw you guys. This is all on you. And he does. He doesn't show up to that battle. But
Yeah.
Pat is kind of wrangled into it because he's the wheelman, and that sucks.
Yeah, and let's back it up just a little bit, because the big thing here is the fact that Starman actually met up with the Shade, and then the next time you see Starman, he's like, "Hey, he told me that we are like dealing with some very, very, very evil
he's not
stuff."
Just some common thief or common villain. It's a little demon.
He said the only way to get rid of this thing is to kill the host. Like, that is the big revelation here. And, that's why they have to vote. And the fact that, like, of course, he gets the car ready and he's just in the car. And there's a moment where you see Pat is just like, I'm going to leave. Like, this is wrong. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to be a part of this. And that's when Starman gets in the car. He's like, and he opens the case, the same case that we saw in the beginning of the season. We see the diamond, we hear the scream, and Pat notices that one drop of blood on his uniform, and he just knows, shit. Like,
well, then even Starman
friend just killed somebody.
What Starman even says is like, you were right. We should never have to have taken a life. Like, he knows he was wrong.
Yeah,
but it's too late. Like, and Pat even mentions to Courtney at the end of it, it's like, from that moment, the JSA just kind of split apart. Like, we all just kind of grew apart, and no one was coming to meetings anymore. It was done until the final battle, until the final call.
So that is basically the flashback.
Yes.
So there are two parts of like what's happening now, dealing both. Well, Courtney's mom.
Yeah.
And then I always
forget. Oh yeah, Courtney wasn't actually, it's Mike. Courtney wasn't actually had to deal with anything, did she? That's right.
She was the person saving everybody.
Yes.
With her staff.
With what'd she call him? Cosmo. With Cosmo.
Yeah. Which I thought was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you fall for it? Did you think it was real?
No.
You didn't think it was real?
the minute that he comes in and he mentions Mike's mom abandoning him, I'm like, oh, fuck you, dude. What?
So
How did you know that?
It's Cameron who is coming in.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that one, but for a split second,
With
when you
Barbara.
see Barbara and
Barbara?
yeah, I think that's Courtney's mom's name. Yeah, you see Barbara and you see freaking oh shit, what's his name?
It's
Icicle?
No? Icicle. I can't remember his original name off the top of my head.
See, we all know that I am bad at names. So
well, I also don't remember. I'll just admit it.
I am looking it up. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I am looking now. His name is holy crap. What is it? He plays shoot. That's not it. That's his real name. Jordan.
There we go.
Yeah. But I can't remember I think his villain name is Icicle.
Yeah, his villain name's Icicle. Yeah.
Okay. So you see Icicle in the car. And like for a split second, I was like,
that one was like I'm not gonna say it got me, but I'm like, wait a minute, this is weird.
It was weird, but again,
the explanation made sense though. Like I was ice. I melted. I reformed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that is why I was like, oh shit, like you're gonna have to deal with the revenge of Icicle and freaking Eclipso.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are they gonna do that? And then the fact that like she's like, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is real. And then Shade is like, it's not real. Turn on Barbara, the damn car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I really do like Shade.
Dude, I do too. Like I didn't think he was actually dead, but this just confirms he's not dead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I really like his character. I like the person that is portraying Shade.
Now hold on. We got him voicing a quick little thing, but we couldn't get his actual face in the flashback. What's up with that?
Budget, I would assume. But
okay.
One other thing. We actually have I can't remember the actor's name, but Midnighter is going to be an ongoing series regular next season.
Oh, good.
Same as Starman.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, like, are we getting like the return of the JSA, and like, are we gonna have like a Civil War moment? Like, because I said in this season that we would, like, but I'm starting to now think that there is gonna be something like that.
I can see it more. Well, I could see it building to that. I could definitely see them coming back and actually training the new JSA until the point of like, you guys don't know what you're doing. You're not paying attention, or you're not doing this the way we were taught, and you're not listening to us. So then I can see it having a fight.
Yeah, I think that there would be something kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. I do like the training idea. I think that would be really, really fun. It would give, Pat a break, and he probably needs to. I think he needs to. I genuinely think that after this season, he may need to learn how to be a leader.
I honestly can see after the season him not being around for a while. It definitely. I'm getting the vibes in the last few episodes that they're trying to kill off Pat. Like Pat is going to be like, I'm not going to say a sacrificial lamb, but definitely going to be one of those things where he may not be around much longer.
I could see it.
I don't want it to happen. I like Luke Wilson,
but I know Hines has said that Luke Wilson is the top billed best actor in this show. I don't know if it's never I don't think I've never not been a Wilson fanboy. I just I don't think I've just seen a lot of his works. So for me, it's just
Paramount.
So for me, it's just he's another actor,
Yeah.
And just like any other actor on any other show, they could either decide to leave, or the network is like, hey, we don't need you anymore.
I mean, the difference is that Pat as a character is around in the comics, and I think he's still is. I could be wrong because I know.
I mean, but when's the last time Stargirl has ever been in
needed
comics?
Stripe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was in the what was it? JSA John's run for a while, and then the JSA All Stars. She was there.
Yeah, but how
again,
long ago was that?
That was pre 52, but
exactly.
That's what I mean. But Stargirl was in Justice League United. Yeah.
Yes, with Martian Manhunter and Green Arrow.
So that was the last time we saw Stargirl proper. She hasn't, as far as I'm aware, she hasn't shown up yet.
John's had a like either a one like oversized issue or something recently come out.
Okay,
but only one issue has come out, so I don't know exactly.
But that
I think
it's just to keep the IP from
basically
from going.
But I
but basically what I'm saying is Pat could be like he could be in the coma for all of next season. You know, like he's there, he gets a paycheck, but he doesn't come back until like the end, and which could give the excuse why Starman and McNider come in to continue the training.
True, very very true. I think we still have. Was this episode 8?
I believe so. So I think we got about 5
9.
left.
Let me see here. Episode season. Oh no, this was episode 10.
This was 10?
Oh no, this was 9. Next episode is 10.
Okay, so we got 3 episodes left?
4 episodes. 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
So 4 episodes left. This has been the most positive show that we have talked about, which is insane because I always said that this show was going to be a casualty of the CW.
But I think honestly, having it on DC Universe before, it got that good momentum, which kind of helped basically shape the show into what it is.
Yeah.
You keep it, like we said earlier, you keep it a shorter season, 13 episodes or less, and you can tell the story that you want to tell. I got nothing. That's all I got.
I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. But I think that is it. Very good predictions for Fandome we got in.
Yeah. Let's see how many we get right.
We will be live.
Yes.
For Fandome. I should have said this in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, well,
but
you saved the best for last, right?
For everybody who is still listening, we are going to be live via I believe Geekverse YouTube channel again with a Geekverse GUA crossover. We're going to be reacting to everything within that 4-hour time span.
Yep.
I want to thank Abby for giving me that Saturday to do so. So it's going to be very, very fun. We're going to see whose predictions do come true. And that will be it. So thank you guys so much for sticking it out with us. I apologize that we hate Titans so much. It just is what it is.
We all got 2 left, guys. 2 more episodes. We're done.
It's gonna be such an interesting conversation for me, Hines, Brent, and Chris. Yes, because we have not forgotten that we have made this deal with you guys to talk about the hopefully series finale. So with that, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you guys on Saturday. See you later.